Scoring big hundreds doesn't come from luck, it comes from consistent, deliberate actions. Most players get to a point in their innings where they become tired, shot execution suffers and poor decisions follow, sending them back to the pavilion. As a coach, I've seen firsthand how specific fitness routines solve this challenge. So in this video, I'm going to show you simple, effective fitness sessions that'll help you bat longer, score bigger and level up your cricket. But where do you start? If you imagine yourself batting for long periods, you repeatedly run in between the wickets, quickly recovering from shots and facing ball after ball without rest. And although we won't use this energy system for actually playing the shot, it plays a huge role in getting us prepared to face each delivery. And that is our aerobic system, used for maintaining performance across long periods of time, replenishing your energy stores for playing shots and removing any lactic acid from our systems to ensure you can apply all the force you need to your shots. But how do you improve this? Many players run shuttle after shuttle to build endurance, but you don't actually need to do any of that. Any steady state cardio exercise performed at a consistent, moderate pace will get the job done. If you feel like you spend a lot of time on your feet in the nets, then take this session to a machine like a bike. For the sessions, I'd look to start at 45 minutes of continuous work and build the volume by a couple of minutes every session. Aim for an intensity that feels like a 5 or 6 out of 10, comfortable enough to sustain, yet challenging enough to make a difference. This is the most common form of fitness training you see out there. But next, I'll show you a massive energy system players often miss. Imagine sprinting a quick 3 between the wickets. Your heart's racing, lungs working overtime and legs turning heavy. And right after, you have to do it again. You definitely don't want to be the one waving your teammate back because you just can't run another. Now, ever wonder what's happening in your body during these intense efforts? That burning sensation is your body dealing with something called lactic acid. Any high intensity action lasting roughly between 10 seconds and 2 minutes relies on your lactic acid energy system. And the good news is you can train your body to handle it better. But how do you do that? Your session for this can be sets of 200, 400 or 800 meter intervals. You'll have to run these hard, around 8 or 9 out of 10 in terms of effort, and they will unfortunately start to really hurt towards the end, but it'll be worth it, I swear. Look to do between 6 to 12 sets of the interval with anywhere between 60 seconds and 3 minutes of rest between each one. The longer the interval, the more rest I take. A good ratio to go off would be 1-to-1 on your work and rest time. So if a 400 meter interval took you 2 minutes, you should then have 2 minutes of rest. And if you have any questions at all on these sessions, drop them in the comments below and I will get around to them all when I can. But what about when an action takes less than 10 seconds? Next, I'll show you what system we use then. If you think about playing explosive shots when you're batting, these require short, sharp bursts of energy. And it's this energy system used for running that hurried, quick single and that dive at the end. This is our immediate energy system. And if you want to get technical, it's called our ATP-PC system, adenosine triphosphate phosphocreatine system. And this is actually the energy system that supplementing creatine benefits. I won't go into too much detail about that now, but feel free to drop me any questions below on it. This energy system will mainly be developed in the gym when you're doing your strength and your power work. So in terms of planning it out in any conditioning work, you can ignore this energy system for now, as we'll plan our gym sessions separately to our conditioning work. But what would a week of training look like if you wanted to develop this elite fitness for your batting? The majority of our conditioning work in the week will be spent in your aerobic system. It's great for getting that base fitness and is relatively less fatiguing than working on your lactic acid system. That being said, we still need to work that system. I suggest a rough guide of around an 80-20 split between your aerobic work and your lactic acid work in the week. And here's exactly what that looks like. On a Monday, you do a long run or bike for 45 minutes. This will be aerobic session number 1. On the Wednesday, I do 10 sets of 400 meters running with 90 seconds of rest between each interval. This will be your lactic acid session for the week. And then on Friday, I do your second aerobic session of the week, which will be the same as the Monday session. Overall, you'll then have 90 minutes of work on your aerobic system and around 15 minutes of work on your lactic acid system. To progress your aerobic work in the following week, you'd increase the volume of one of your sessions, say to a 48-minute run or bike for one session, and then the 45-minute run or bike for the second session. This will increase your overall volume of work on your aerobic system for the week. But don't try and progress too quickly. This will increase your risk of injury. If you prefer having all your sessions and progressions mapped out clearly, our app does all the planning for you. Try the 14-day free trial, link in the description, and see how easy it is to stay consistent and progress safely. There's no commitment to it. You can cancel the free trial at any time if you don't want to carry on with it. Earlier on, I left out a lot of detail on how you can go about developing that immediate energy system used for short, intense action. There's a lot of work you can do for this in the gym. And if you want the most effective exercises to help you with this, check out this video here.